Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Sea Air. It's kind of a cloudy day here in Qeretaro, but that's not going to stop Sea Air from flying and having a fantastic flight as we highlight the World Cup. Yes, we are flying into Mexico City for the first game of the World Cup. So let's take a look at our flight plan. What's gonna make us get there? And it's not that big of an issue here on our flight plan. It's only about 110 nautical miles, and we just have to clear a couple of high points here. Some of the mountain peaks around the flight path here into the city of Mexico, and we have a one VOR in our flight plan, and then we're straight into Mexico City, and we are going to fly over Estadio Azteca there and take a look and see how they're getting ready for that game. Game is going to be between Mexico and South Africa. So why don't we get into the Baron? I already got it started here, and we can get going here. The weather is, even though it's cloudy, the winds are calm. So let's take a look at that. Just want to make sure that we got all the right conditions here. The weather, like I said, is actually it's 5 knots from 60. You're going to be using runway 9 today for our takeoff. So let's get centered in here. Runway 9. Yes, we're going to have to backtrack here, and we may just take one of these intersections here just to be quick, because the Baron gets airborne really quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. And while we do that, we're just gonna talk a little bit about football and what's going on with the World Cup. I got the Baron all set. We're gonna be flying, let's say our altitude, just gonna set it on our autopilot here for 11,500. We may have to go a little bit high, let's say 12,000. And we got our flight plane at the 750, so we're set flaps to take off. Landing lights go on. Taxi lights go off. No heater. We're not going to turn on the heat yet. And we're set on our altimeter of check 3. Yeah, 10:25, 26. And we're good to go. Alright, my friends, so if you're joining Qeretaro, remember Qeretaro is a channel that promotes pet adoption. We're trying to save lives. Every city that we fly into, we can highlight pet adoption centers in those cities and give you some informational video about what the center does, the pet center, the adoption center does. And if you're in the area, you can find your best co-pilot. But it's always good to know what different cities around the world are doing to promote pet adoption and save lives. So we're going to go quickly over that at Mexico City. And if you're in the area, you can get your mascot there, your pet, your co-pilot, to watch the game today. I don't know if you're going to have time, but for subsequent games, you can have some companion there. So always great to have someone, aside from your friends and family and all that, always, pet co-pilot is always a good choice. All right, let's get set on a runway here. We're not doing ATC. I just didn't want to have all that stuff going at the same time we talk about the game and the flight, all that. So I find ATC a little bit annoying sometimes when we do this. flights.